Many years ago, I started an Etsy shop. I sold vintage items like I had some dolls, some paper things like advertising. I had a cardboard cutout of Mr. Peanut, um, stuff like that. I put books on. I intended to put craft items on, but I was never brave enough to do that because when you look at Etsy, if you're making, let's say, a zipper pouch, everyone else's looks better than yours. If you're making a bag, everyone looks better than yours. And some people sell them for so cheap, you can't even buy the fabric for that. So I never ever put craft things on. I don't know how long I had the shop going, but all I sold was books. And I thought, well, I have other places to sell books, so why bother with Etsy? Um, so I gave up. One thing that was really scary to me about Etsy was that up front you had to know what you were going to spend on shipping. I mean, you had to know what size your box that you were going to mail things in was. Uh, so when you're selling all sorts of random things and you're not used to shipping things like that, yeah, the way that book sites charge shipping is a one price. Like you buy a book, the book costs X and the postage costs right now for me, postage costs $6 because I priced it off the second level, not the cheapest level of mailing a book. Books have media rate, so it's pretty standard. I price it the second heaviest or the second lightest. If a book is way heavier than that, then I just add that into the purchase price. Um, mm, yeah, so I know how to sell it. I know how to mail a book because it's all I've done. um, so I don't know. I don't know exactly how I closed the Etsy store because when I went to start it up again, it all came back. Everything that I had listed was there. Like, whoa, this is a blast from the past. The reason I restarted it was because if you search on Google for things, they come up on Etsy and eBay um, on the top. They come up on Amazon on the top. But AVE listings are way buried. Way. So I thought maybe it would help to have, you know, my listings up on the top of Google search. Um, this is for books. I changed the name of my old Etsy store so it was a bookshop. And I put vintage books on. Now, I was under the impression that the only people who bought things off Etsy were women, but I discovered that is not true. You can put men's stuff on. I sold some pulp magazines, um, the mystery detective things from the 40s and 50s. And those were definitely to men, but maybe they were just Googling. I don't know. Um, yes, I I also put things on eBay, which I'm not any more successful at eBay than I was with Etsy. I sell something every now and then. The good thing about eBay is you're not paying a monthly fee. With Etsy, it's every 3 months. Um, I also had things on Mercari. I don't even know if Mercari is still around. Um, the bad thing I find about eBay and Mercari was that everyone, well, not everyone, but lots of people wanted you to go down on your price. They wanted a better deal. And sorry, dog, I am not used to dealing with that. people would say, well, price your stuff high so you can deal. Only, when you've got something listed on 4 different sites, do you have 4 different prices for every site? And I, are you supposed to look on all 4 sites to see what the best price is for each site? Yeah. I just put my price, stuck with it. Occasionally, I would go down on the price. People ask nicely. Some people start out by telling you what a worthless thing you have and how overpriced it is, and why are you trying to sell it for that, and why don't you sell it to them for cheaper? I don't tend to respond well to those. Anyways, you don't have that on Etsy. You do. One pro that I have with Etsy, on Plus, is that they pay faster than any other site I've ever been on. My money comes sooner. On ABE, which is a book selling site, my money comes the following week. Everything I sell in 1 week comes the following Wednesday, which is fine. Biblio, which is another book selling site, I've never figured them out. That your money comes so slowly that when it comes, you can't even figure out what it was for. I mean, it comes. I assume it comes. I trust it comes eventually. eBay's okay, but there's been times with Etsy when the money is in my bank account and I haven't even mailed the thing yet. Okay. One bad thing about all these other sites compared to a book selling site. ABE, when you join it, they give you for free a database. I mean, you can download the database. I assume you still can, because it's been years since I first joined, and years since I joined the second time. Anyways, they give you a database. You type your books into it, and type, and type, and type, and type. And that database also works on the other book-selling sites, Biblio and Alibris. I haven't been on Alibris in a while because I didn't sell enough to make it worthwhile. I bought things off Alibris, but I just didn't sell enough to make it worth it. And you had to pay a monthly fee. So, anyways, there's a cat yowling. I'm so popular. Oh, come here. Do you want to say anything about Etsy? No, I want to run away. Now, with book selling, which is mainly what I have experience in, you have one copy, mostly you have one copy, sometimes you have multiple copies of each book, but I have like between 8,000 and 9,000 of them listed currently. That's harder to do on Etsy or eBay. I mean, you can list them all, but finding them when you sell them, I've not figured out a fast way. I mean, I just scroll through all my listings and finally find the thing and take it off. So when I sell a book on one site and on its little card I've noted that it's also on Etsy or eBay, nothing's on Mercari anymore because I failed at Mercari. No, Mercari failed me. They stopped working. They stopped letting me know when I sold something. So that didn't work too well, and I kept emailing their customer service or seller service, and it never got fixed. So I gave up on them. Anyways, when I sell a book and it's mentions that it's listed on these other sites, then I have to go to the other sites one by one and take them off so that no one thinks that I've still got that book available, because sites don't really like it when you advertise something you don't actually have anymore. I've never figured that out. And I definitely do not have between 8 and 9,000 on Etsy or eBay, maybe 40, 50. Because I'll get in moods and I'll put a whole bunch on, and then, I get in a different mood. Come on. You can come up here. You can go wherever you want. Dog. Anyways, where was I? You comfortable? He's laying down by my feet now. Something else with Etsy. Now, books are different. I have always tried to specialize in uncommon books, strange topics. I buy books and I don't put them on if there are more than 30 copies available for sale, unless there's something special about my copy, like it's signed, or it's a first edition, or it's the nicest first edition. Kitten, will you shut up? I'm trying to do a video here. His name is Trouble, with a capital T. Anyways, I don't even know where I was. People look for books. I'm not used to driving traffic to my site. I've never been good at promoting myself. With books, you don't have to. People go to the sites and they search for them. But yeah, the whole Etsy thing is they give you a storefront and you drive traffic to it. I don't have any experience of that. I don't do it well. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that I now have a craft business, right? I also have a book business. I have an Etsy shop that only sells books. And all my handmade things are not on it. So I've been looking into starting a second shop. Like, since I haven't been very good with the first one, do I really want to run a second one? I have the second bank account, that's no problem. It's the second email. Like, everything comes into my one email. So when I sell something, I know it. Do I really want to run a second email? I don't know. Anyways, I can also, evidently, change the name of my shop. So it'd be, instead of Cher's Bookstore, okay, C. Bibler Books, it would be Cher's Craft Store that also has some books for sale, which would be Crafted by Tinfoil. Yeah, and then trying to decide. That's more of my goals for the new year, is to put my handcrafted items actually on the site that specializes in handcrafted items, despite the fact that, other people are bitching and complaining about Etsy and that I've never done well on Etsy. But I sell something every now and then. Every time I think I'm going to quit Etsy, I sell something. Well, not every time, because I've tried to, think it on purpose so I'd sell something. But yeah, you can imagine how well that works. I think Etsy knows. Etsy knows when I really mean it. Okay, and now we're ready for today's song, which I'm probably going to screw up royally because it's got lots of key changes in. And it's a song I wrote quite a while ago, and we recorded it, but it was just me and Dave who recorded it. We've never done it in the band, so it's not like I do it. And I'm familiar with it. I went through it twice before starting this and didn't do it very well either time, but it's like, you're just going to get what you get. Please forgive the mistakes. I can say in my songs as well as speaking. We regret to inform you. We regret to inform you that you're in the wrong place, in the wrong dream, in the wrong bed, in the wrong house, in the wrong arms. We feel we must interrupt you before you dive too far into the madness, into the darkness, into the sadness, into the something, into the ecstasy. You read the contract, I thought you understood. You uncapped the pen and signed your name. You must come back, this is not allowed. You have to stay in your own world. You forced us to intercede in this action, with this problem, with this incident, with this indiscretion, with this aberration. Although I find I must ask you, what did you want there? Why did you go there? What did you find there? Don't feel at home there. Have you no sense of right or wrong? You read the contract, I thought you understood. You uncapped the pen and signed your name. You must come back, this is not allowed. You have to stay in your own world. We regret to inform you that you're in the wrong dream. This is not yours, you can't have it, you can't touch it, you're breaking all the rules. We regret to inform you that you're in the wrong place. This is not yours, in the wrong dream, in the wrong bed, in the wrong arms. You read the contract, I thought you understood. You uncapped the pen and signed your name. You must come back, this is not allowed. You have to stay in your own world. You have to stay in your own world. You have to stay in your own world. Not as bad as I thought it would be.